Blackpink's Lisa is undoubtedly among the most impactful icons in K-pop. However, her journey as a solo artist has been anything but seamless, as numerous obstacles have prompted fans to wonder what truly went amiss. Lisa's solo path officially launched in the year 2021 with her self-titled single, which was an eagerly awaited arrival that fans anticipated would revolutionize the scene. Yet, while the lead song achieved commercial success, the overall promotional strategy fell short of expectations, leaving fans disheartened by the approach taken for her solo. Numerous fans expressed that Lisa's solo launch felt hurried, with YG Entertainment not providing her with the same degree of backing afforded to other Blackpink members in their individual launches, causing doubts about whether her solo endeavor could match the success of her fellow members. At that time, many let down fans highlighted the absence of adequate marketing, as she had minimal performances and missed out on many chances that could have enhanced the project, like participating in interviews or variety shows. Rather than, a part of me believes that WG spent all their resources on the music video, leaving less for other marketing endeavors. Some fans couldn't help but draw comparisons between her rollout and Jennie's solo project, which received extensive promotion and a strong push from the company. In contrast, Lisa's debut felt somewhat like an afterthought, even with her enormous international fan base. Luckily, both the fans and Lisa found a way to endure the hardships, ultimately transforming it into a project they could take pride in, paving the way for Lisa's next endeavor, Rockstar. Following her long-awaited comeback, which kicked off with the Rockstar single on June 27, 2024, many hoped this time around things would take a different turn. Lisa had now established her very own label, Loud, so fans believed her future would be much brighter, granting her more creative liberty and control over her artistic path. However, despite the anticipation surrounding the release, Rockstar received a mix of feedback. Following the launch, fans largely celebrated Lisa's confidence and stage presence during the performance, but the song itself didn't seem to cater impact, while others disagreed, illustrate her true abilities. As Nissanens, I mentioned Lisa is incredible, yet the track isn't exactly my taste and it's superior to Lisa, but I still think she could deliver something like Money Again. Although the album did manage to break into the global top 100 and 200, it failed to become the viral sensation that many had hoped for, which led fans to once again criticize her agency with more grievances. Fans quickly settled on the idea that this was yet another instance of insufficient promotional time. As supporters noted, Lisa should have been actively marketing the single from the start. Now that she has established "We Are Loud," why is this repeating itself with Rockstar? This is incredibly disheartening. Some netizens noted that without dance challenges or trending moments, the track found it hard to remain pertinent. Many believe that while non-fans initially explored the release, there was nothing to maintain their interest in Lisa afterward due to the lack of consistent promotions. Yet the frustrations didn't end there, as the management of Lisa's solo projects took another significant blow when her debut, yet another colossal success upon her entrance. Album Alter Ego surfaced just days ahead of its planned launch in February of this year. Fans were devastated to observe all the effort that had been invested into the album revealed prematurely, especially when Lisa herself confessed during a live stream that the leak had profoundly impacted her, since she had dedicated over a year to the album. Witnessing this, fans sprang into action to support her, choosing to refrain from listening to the leaked content and urging others to hold out for the official release, as comment sections overflowed with compassionate phrases like, "I feel so sorry for her. She put in so much effort." However, what made the situation even worse was the rumors that RCA Records, the label collaborating with Lisa's company Loud, might have been involved in the incident. Some fans had observed that physical copies of Alter Ego had surprisingly been found in stores prior to the official launch date. And given that items were released early, it would be simple for anyone to obtain them and leak the album. This triggered a significant outpouring of criticism directed at RCA Records for failing to safeguard their artists due to their mismanagement. Lisa's company Loud subsequently issued an announcement responding to the situation, voicing their discontent regarding the leak and promising supporters that they were collaborating with RCA to implement suitable measures. However, while the statement recognized the issues fans had been highlighting, not many felt comforted by their remarks, as numerous supporters had begun to sense that Lisa was being let down repeatedly. To complicate things further, if the Rockstar era was troubling the launch of her album, Alter Ego was even more concerning. When the album officially released on February 28th of this year, countless fans were left astonished when reports claimed the album had sold nearly 30,500 copies on its premiere day, a staggering decline compared to her debut album Lisa, which had achieved sales of over 330,000 copies in the same period. Considering the fact that Lisa's popularity as a solo artist had only soared, many anticipated her sales to rise, not fall, leading to immense shock as they witnessed the drastic drop in figures. Unsurprisingly, this ignited fervent discussions among fans as many began to theorize that the reduced distribution, since Lisa was no longer affiliated with YG Entertainment, this time her album sales were chiefly communicated through her own platform via RCA Records, instead of the usual K-pop outlets that contribute to Hanteo chart statistics. This led some supporters to question whether the genuine purchase figures truly matched the official tally, as her private sales possibly never made it onto the charts. Nevertheless, others interpreted the drastic decline as a concerning indicator, as many remarked that something seemed amiss. It was proposed that the real solo releases might be to blame, as they ultimately lacked the allure needed to boost substantial physical album sales. Since Blackpink's main fanbase had always shown more interest in streaming and digital avenues than physical transactions. Yet, the problems haven't been confined to just the music aspect. In fact, her label's choice to advertise her song under the general pop category in Western markets placed her against well-known artists, a battle she simply couldn't win. Now, fans are contemplating if the result could have changed had Lisa been presented as a West, instead of leaping directly into major events like the Oscars and the Vanity Fair cover. Beyond this, even her merchandise has stirred controversy, amplifying the frustration fans have experienced as they feel she isn't receiving the recognition she merits. One of the hot topics recently has been the design of her newly launched light stick. Initially, fans were thrilled to see Lisa's own light stick, a long-awaited release that would surely affirm her independence as a solo performer. However, when the star design was unveiled, the feedback was mixed. While many appreciated its distinctive appearance, concerns swiftly emerged regarding its practicality, with the primary issue being its sharp edges. Enthusiasts were quick to highlight that the light stick's design might pose safety risks at concerts, with some even speculating that certain venues in the US and UK might go so far as to ban it entirely from their facilities. One fan even remarked, "Looks dangerous, but I'd prefer not. To be near someone swinging that around could end up messy." Many ultimately questioned if the product was adequately designed, taking into account its purpose within bustling concert settings, and the criticism only amplified the prevailing discourse surrounding Lisa's solo endeavors being poorly handled. The light stick served as yet another illustration of how fans feel that she isn't given the same degree of meticulous strategy that other performers enjoy. And just when it appeared that things couldn't possibly spiral further, Lisa encountered yet another obstacle as official critiques for Alter Ego began to flood in. Fans were taken aback when the prominent outlet Pitchfork delivered an excessively scathing critique of the album with an overall rating of 5.2 out of 10, and brutally frank commentary on both Lisa and her artistry. One especially cutting remark from the critique read, "Lisa, part of the record-breaking K-pop girl group Blackpink, must prove that she possesses depth without her fellow members. Alter Ego demonstrates otherwise." Additional feedback seemed to emphasize the album's absence of innovative daring, with a reviewer asserting that Lisa was being overly cautious and that her standout tracks relied more on their production than on her own creative influence. The review, swiftly creative aura. The critique swiftly went viral, sparking numerous debates among fans, with some siding with the critiques, acknowledging that while Lisa is incredibly gifted, the album itself could have ventured into bolder territory. One enthusiast commented, "The album shines in its production and collaborations, yet Lisa doesn't truly stand out in this." Others, however, believe the review was unduly harsh, accusing Pitchfork of intentionally trying to provoke controversy and cast a negative light on Lisa, especially after all she had endured. One supporter expressed, "That opening paragraph is just downright savage." Wow. With many labeling the review as sensational bait, arguing that Lisa was being judged by unfair criteria. Although unfavorable reviews aren't inherently targeted with individuals entitled to their own viewpoints, particularly from notable music outlets, the sheer volume of challenges Lisa has confronted made this specific critique feel like yet another effort to undermine her. career. Nevertheless, in spite of the negativity, fans did their utmost to maintain a positive outlook and continue supporting Lisa's solo journey. But just as things seemed to settle, yet another uproar emerged. This time it was concerning the signed editions of Alter Ego. Fans who had pre-ordered the special edition albums had been eagerly anticipating their arrival, only to find something odd when they began coming in. The problem seemed to be that the signatures looked identical across numerous copies. This immediately